Hello chums, and welcome back to the Undead Settlement for a bit more Dark Souls 3 fun and games. So we are where we left off last time. We're going to go and have a little nosy. There's a few key locations we're going to be visiting in this episode. Have a little chug of some drinky before we go. And I'm just going to sort out my equipment out. Take those off there because we've used them all up on the Vault boss fight, murdering him. So, into the Undead Settlement we go now. There's a couple of things I've done since the last recording. One of which is I've changed the audio levels so that hopefully, cut you down, hopefully it'll be a bit less noisy with the music. I think the music was kind of cutting across my voice in a couple of areas, particularly in boss fights. And I've also, as you can see from the splashiness, put the blood back on because I'd turned that off. I'm not entirely sure why, but there you go. Oh hello, you're going down there. Plunge attack. Rid of you. So, like I say, there's a few key things that we're going to be doing in this area. There's a few key NPCs that we're going to be sorting out. Oh! And a few key items that we're going to get. So I don't think we're going to be doing a boss in this video. Mainly because if you do the boss in this area, it prevents you from gaining access to one of the covenants that I want to get access to, because I've never been a member of the covenant in question. So, it'll be fun. So, thanks for everyone who's been watching the series so far. Ooh, get off it. In your back. I have to say, doing a Let's Play series like this is a new thing for me, so, you know, it's great to see the views knocking up on YouTube, but, you know, do chuck some comments in. You know, if you've got any suggestions, if I've missed anything. I mean, I have played through Dark Souls 3 fully before. I've not ever fully completed the DLC, so that's something I'm hoping to do in this series. But if there is anything that I've quite obviously missed that you feel I should be going to get, particularly for the build that I'm going for, remember we're going for a Dex and some throwing knives, Dex and Mystic build, so full of miracles, full of fast pointy weapons. Now remember Grey Rat? He asked us to find someone called Loretta. Oh hello, you're getting cross. Now obviously, as you can tell from that, come on then. Loretta's not in the best of ways. Now I kind of want to clear all the enemies out from this area, but I don't want to aggro the big witch in the middle by that bonfire because she hits very hard, and if I get her and all of the town... Where are you going? What are you doing? You're broken. Come back. It's okay. I'm only going to kill you. There you go. So if I get her and all of the town people on me at the same time, that's not going to be very good, and it's going to hurt me a lot. So I'm just going to take my time. Take my time. Just for the... initially. Now I'm using the throwing knives to just draw them away from the crowd so that I can attack them without griefing their chums. Oh, whiffed that. What's the weapon art for this? Let's give that a go and see. Yeah, on you. You come over here. What, you're gonna stay there? What are you doing? Okay. Ooh! That wasn't what I was expecting, so I think the weapon art is readying for a special attack. Okay. I'll meet you back at that point, because that was a little bit embarrassing, really, wasn't it? Okay, so here we are, back again. Back at the fun bunch. Now, the weapon art, as I've discovered, is in fact readying one's weapon. Come on! And then going in for a kind of a lunging attack like that. So it's not an immediate attack, it's something that you have to sort of hold and it's got a bit of a delay on it, so yeah, not bad. I had to say the weapon arts was something I never really started using in this. Oh. Give over it, Sam. Give over it. Oh. But obviously they do add another layer to the combat in this game, which is quite interesting, really. And there we go, we've aggroed the witch. So, this is going to be interesting. She hits really hard, and she also casts dark magic, which apparently it just keeps coming. That keeps coming, that magic does. So, that mace is very hard and it does bleed, so I don't really want her to hit me with it too many times. Go away. Oh. Stop hitting me! Oh, boyo! Go away. Now, I am persisting with this because she's guarding another Estus shard, if my memory serves me well. Ha ha ha, very hilarious. Have it. She moved a lot quicker than I've expected. Right, heal up. Come on. Get down. Probably a little bit cautious of me, but you know. gone. Whew. Now you do find quite a few of those around the Undead Settlement. They're not very fun. I heard you coming, mate. Got a lot of gear off you. You were a fun chap, weren't you? Now, okay. What we're going to do is we're going to head over and sort you out, otherwise you'll come and find me, won't you? Go on. We are going to head off and we're going to join the Mound makers. And that is over in this direction. Dead. Now, I always remember getting this game to review, and this area in particular, the early code before it was patched into version, the release code, was very patchy. Now, how's that affected my movement? Oh, check out that roll. Let's find a lighter shield, shall we? See if that helps. Oh, I don't think that's going to help at all. Nah, I don't think that's going to remotely help. Okay. Lighter armor it is then. There we go. Now I need to remember there we go. So there's a few of those thralls around here. Who shoot blow darts at you, and they are not fun. I'm going to try and take at least one or two of them out from a distance. Ow! He's gone. Thanks for that, mate. Most appreciated. Now this was a covenant that I've always missed. I've always known it was here, but I've always managed to... Oh! Bog off, mate. I've always managed to miss it. Now where's that thrall? There he is, he's up there, isn't he? And there's another one there. Stop throwing things at me. How do I get down to the fella? I think I need to go up here and try not to get hit by the thrall. Now I think the reason that I missed this the first time round, and I never really came at it again, is because it's very easy to think that the guy who gets you to the Covenant is an enemy, because it's this fella over here. And if you attack him, then obviously he attacks you, but if you don't attack him, you can get into the cage on his back and he'll carry you off to a faraway place. Like, just like that. Now, this is actually a place that you find later on in the game as well. But when you visit it now, there's a fella over there. Just going to have a little chinwag to him. Hi.
Well, what's happened? This pit is for hollows, not for the likes of you sane folk. Or perhaps you are a hollow, posing as otherwise?
Yes, I am.
Yes, yes, then we are just fine.
Jolly good.
It's important to know who you are, but we'll all be mad soon enough. And should you be undead, well, all the more so. Beware, the shackles of the gods are fragile.
I'm just going to let his dialogue go, because I've never seen this before.
Etch it on your heart if you feel your sanity slipping.
So,
come here to
we are now members
for that
of the Mound Makers Covenant, which is a PvP covenant.
They'll be your family.
I'm not entirely sure what you get for being a member of the Covenant.
Take my advice. Use it.
Oh, thank you. How
This
goodbye.
pit is for hollows, and for the occasional madman fond of piling up victims. You've better things to do, I'd hope.
So, now that we have the Mound Makers Covenant, what we can do... Apart from grab this... is we can do PvP as a Mad Spirit. Now, Mad Spirit will basically allow us to... Let's use this to head back to the Shrine Bonfire, and we can sort out the Retter's Bone while we're there. So the Man Makers Covenant will let us do PvP as a Mad Spirit, and a Mad Spirit means that enemies in the world that you either get summoned into or invade can attack you, and the player can also attack you. So you can decide to play as helpful character, or you can decide to just go all out and go full on PvP. So it's an interesting sounding one, because I've seen the purple summon signs around. I've seen people offering Mad Phantom time, and yeah, it's kind of that sort of 50-50. Are you going to summon someone who's going to grief you, or are you going to summon someone who just wants to have a good time, but could also grief you? So there's Grey Rat.
Oh, hello, you're back, and in one piece. Well, now, whatever trinket you need, just ask me where I got them.
So basically, Grey Rat's like a black market. He will sell you stuff cheaper than the Shrine Maiden will sell you. I don't think we've seen the Shrine Maiden in these videos, but she's an NPC up there somewhere who will sell you stuff, and if you find Umbral Ash, then she will also sell you more stuff. So yeah, it's basically the shop, and you buy stuff with cells, with souls. You can also sell stuff to her for souls. So let's just see what Grey Rat's got for sale. So he sells 3 embers. Of course, embers are important if you want to do online stuff, and also they give you that extra bit of health. Thief mask and leather gear, standard helm. So there's some various helpful bits, fire bombs and rope fire bombs and throwing knives that you can obviously stock up on here. And they're 20 souls a piece. But what we're going to do now is we're going to give him Loretta's bone.
Heavens, she was already dead.
Yeah, soz, mate.
Almost a relief, really. You can keep the ring as... well...
Okay.
You can keep the ring as...
So Grey Rat's basically a bit saddened now.
Oh, this place is a bore. What good is it?
So can I talk to him yet?
Hello, and in one piece. You can as...
No. So Grey Rat will at some point in the game go off to
just good to see you
get more items for his shop. So what we'll do is we'll use our Estus shard and we'll allot our Estus. Yeah, I think we'll keep that as is.
Pretty be careful.
So I'm not really wanting to upgrade my weapon just yet, mainly because I want to make sure I'm upgrading the right weapon. So I'm just going to level up a little bit. Probably get a level out of this. Actually, let's see if we can get that up to 16 to use the Uchi Katana. I should have some souls in my inventory. So you use soul items when you pick them up to give you extra souls that you can use to buy stuff and level up.
Then touch take Nari.
There we go. So it's Uchi time.
Farewell, Ashen One.
So there's the Uchi. There it is. So not quite as strong as the broadsword, but there's not a huge amount in it. But it scales better on my dexterity, and it also inflicts bleed, so that's good. But it is slightly heavier. Having said that though, let's get the... see what gear we've got. Deserter trousers are a bit heavier. Worker trousers. Barefoot. God, my fashion is terrible. That's actually a bit too heavy though, all the same. So we'll go back to the cleric trousers. Okay, so Uchi is a weapon I'm going to start trying to two-hand for that extra damage. And its weapon art is that move that the swordmaster can do, where you sheathe your weapon and go in for a strong attack like that. So I will meet you back in the Undead Settlement, and what we're going to do is we're going to go and find the next bonfire there. Now then, chums, so we're back at the Undead Settlement. And we're at the bridge where we went off to go to the Mound makers. So there's a couple of routes through the settlement. We can go down that way, through all those houses, or we can go across this way to find a closer bonfire. Oh! Or we could just die. Right, let's try that again then, shall we? There's those boyos. Stop throwing fire bombs at me. It's very rude. Wah! So, what I'm trying to do is two-hand the Uchigatana as well. We do get the villager gank squad in here. We can sort those out quite easily. And up here we have a thrall with a rather large sword who takes quite a bit of damage, unless you do that, obviously, in which case he goes down. And we crack this door open. Progress. And birds. So, round shield over there, and there's those thralls from earlier that are still desperately attempting to get me with blow darts. Now down here, oh, fire bomb! Zippy! Backstab. And off you go. Right, as I was saying, around there we have nothing in there, but round here we have another bonfire, so all is good. And we're going to leave it there. It's not quite what I'd hoped for, but we will hopefully in the next video make a bit of progress to getting some more miracles and actually start making some use of Miracle Boy here. But we've got our Dex weapon, we've got our Uchigatana, so I'm going to possibly go and level that up a little bit, and I'll meet you back here in the next video. Farewell!